So today we're going to pickle some eggs. We're going to pickle 5 dozen eggs, maybe 6, I don't know. I can't remember. I think we put 70 eggs evenly, 70 eggs in here boiling right now. We're going to can them, pressure can them. Yeah, so we're going to, right now we got 70 eggs, sorry. I think we need 63 is what we figured, but we did some extras just so we'd have enough. Some of them's not real big. And if there's extra eggs, we can eat them, whatever. So we're going to can them. Right now we're boiling them. We put salt and vinegar in the water when we boil them so that the shells come off easier. Does it help? Who knows? We also don't put the eggs in until the water's boiling, so it should help break them loose. But we'll not freeze, we'll make the eggs cold when we get them out of here in about 15 or 20 minutes. They're not starting to boil yet. Once you put all them eggs in there, there's a lot of water in there. It cools them down, so it's not boiling now. So when we boil, after they're done boiling, we'll put them in the sink with, probably just go outside and get some snow and put it in there just to cool them off quick with some cold water. Ice, snow, and water in the sink once we dump these out. So we'll come back to show you when we take these out how we do that, and we're going to use peppers, garlic, and onions, I think, and vinegar. I can't remember exactly what the recipe is exactly, but we did it before. We never canned them. We just made a jar of them, and they was pretty good. Actually made 2 jars of them once, and they was really good. We just kept them in the fridge then, but they turned out really good. So we'll see how they turn out canning them, but you can't eat them for a week, so we won't know till after Thanksgiving. So anyhow, that's where we are. We got our eggs boiled. We let them boil for 13 minutes after they started boiling. And I'm just going to use this to scoop them out with, put them in the cold water. Remember, we that one egg busted. You see that? We put these in. These were cold when we put them in the water. This water was boiling when we put them in. And then we had to wait probably, I don't know, 6 or 8 minutes maybe before the water started boiling again. You gotta get the eggs cold fairly quickly so they peel way easier. You don't gotta peel them right away, but you gotta get them cold pretty quick. I've never did salt and vinegar in the water before, the boiling water. It's supposed to help. I don't know if it does. I do know this does. Putting them in cold water afterwards. I know that helps. I've done that before. But that water there is probably pretty hot right now.
78.
That's not too bad, actually. I'm gonna put them in this one because this water here is cold. Yeah, it's right at exactly 70 eggs, and they're a week. Yeah, they're 7 days or less old. Actually, we get 10 to 12 eggs a day, every day. There's 70 eggs, so that's only 7 days worth. Drain that water out. That water there stayed pretty cold, so them eggs are right now they're pretty cold. They're still warm, but that water's not heating up. But the egg itself's still warm. You don't want to peel them until they're cold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill that sink back up and do that one more time. So after you get your eggs cold, they peel pretty good. So we did, I don't know, several things different than normal. The last time I boiled eggs, I got them cold afterwards, and they peeled pretty easy. But that there for a fresh egg, it's 7 days or less old to peel it and not have any all tore up. It's pretty amazing. But one thing we did do, we did 4 different things, and which one worked I couldn't tell you. I knew last time I did eggs, after I boiled them, I put them in cold water like that, and they peeled pretty easy, but not this easy. But this time we put salt and vinegar in the boiling water. We didn't put the eggs in the water till they were boiling, and then after they were done, the boiling process was finished, we chilled them pretty quick in the cold water. So which one of these made the most difference, I couldn't tell you. But I will tell you, I'll never do eggs any other way again. I'm not going to find out which one worked the best and which one didn't. Because anybody that's ever peeled fresh eggs knows they don't peel real easy. Anybody that's peeled any eggs actually knows they don't peel real easy, especially this easy. This here's kind of crazy how easy that's peeled. Or at least I think it is. I don't know. Done.
Yeah, look at the whole shell there, like.
Yeah, it's like you cracked it, and
yeah.
I always do that. I don't know how everybody else does it. I always smack them on the counter and roll it. I know my wife doesn't do it quite the same way. Normally, once you get started, they come pretty good. So we peeled all those in about, I don't know, 15 minutes probably. 70 eggs in 15 minutes.
Not too bad.
No, not bad at all. So we're just rinsing them off. Well, we're not. She is. I shelled some. She's probably shelled most of them. She's faster at it than I am. I'm pretty slow. So right now we're making our brine. I'm not sure how it is for sure. I know we do 2 cups of.
We had figured out for just a quart, so
Yeah.
he had to figure out what it would be for.
We're going to do 7 quarts, but we're going to mix up enough that we know we have plenty for 8 quarts, just so we have enough. And if we have any extra, we'll put it in the refrigerator instead of canning it, because we can only put 7 jars in our pressure canner. So she's going to put in 2 cups of sugar, 2 cups of sugar.
Apple cider?
4 cups. That's probably what you got there in your hands, 4 cups. How big's that jar? 32 ounces?
32, but I'd use some.
So it's probably not quite 4 cups then.
So I just use my 2-cup measuring cup. Measure it out twice.
So then you need 4 cups of white vinegar. 16 teaspoons of salt.
Pickling canning salt.
Pickling canning salt, yeah. When we did it in the refrigerator, we just used pink Himalayan salt, but since we're canning them, we're going to use the pickling canning salt. Don't know if it matters, but that's what we're going to use.
16?
16, yes ma'am.
Teaspoon, table?
TSP. I don't know.
Teaspoon. 15. 16.
So we'll put that on the stove till that stuff dissolves, and then we'll start filling it up. But I got 3 cloves of garlic in each jar. These are onions that we had in our garden. We harvested that we froze. So I'm just going to put a small handful of each in. I'm not going to put a lot in. And they're red onions. Most of them was. Some of them was white onions, but most of them was red onions. Sweet banana. These are some hot herb peppers. They're not hot, but they're hot herb.
Peppercini and hot peppers.
Yeah. And these will be the same way. I'll just put a small amount in each jar. These are them from last year. We'll use them just to get rid of them. Couple, not many. It's all about the flavor. That's probably about all those to put in, and then I'll still start filling up with eggs.
See how many will fit in a jar.
Right there's 9. Probably shove one more in. It should work.
Yep. There we go. And
I'll
then
put a little bit of peppercorn. Not much, just a little bit. And then a crushed red pepper. And not same with that, not much, just a little bit. First thing you gotta do with that stuff is take that stupid lid off of it.
don't take much for the red pepper.
No, it'll get pretty hard on you.
And we already have hot peppers and
Yeah.
stuff in it, so. Filling jars up with the brine.
Yipper. Hopefully we've got enough brine. It just doesn't seem to me like there's gonna be enough, but if it's not, we can always make more. A good rule of thumb, just from our experience, that right there is the 1-inch mark, that line on the jar. And that's where we usually keep things, 1 inch. Some things say go less than that, some things you do dry. For us, we always do 1 inch. I don't know that it matters.
Them looks so good.
They do look good. So there you have it. We got the jars filled up, the brines filled up. We did run out of brine on the very last jar. We ran out about right here, so we just added a little bit of apple cider vinegar and the white vinegar to this jar. The rest of them have the brine in like they're supposed to, which I'm sure it ain't gonna hurt nothing. And she already went through and wiped off the tops, and now I'm gonna put the lids on. And we just use a magnet to put them on there with, so it's pretty simple. We got 2 extra lids in there, so that's because we got 2 extra jars. Never mind. We boiled 2 extra lids, but we had extra jars just in case we had too many eggs, but we didn't have too many eggs, so. You don't need to make them real tight, it'll mess the lids up. I assume they're all good. Not too tight, not too loose. One nice thing about a pressure canner is you could put those in without these because the water level is so low. Water baths, they cover up 1 inch above this. This pressure canner you only put 3 quarts of water in that pressure canner. Hopefully these eggs turn out. I reckon we'll find out in a week or so. So put that on. Make sure your arrows line up. It's backwards compared to how it normally is. Just gotta make sure your arrows line up. And I usually push down on that a little bit and turn it. So then this will blow steam. After this starts blowing steam for 10 minutes, then you put the weight on and then set the timer on the stove for 15 minutes. So I'm gonna spin. So it's starting to rattle a little bit. I'll set the timer for 15 minutes. 14 minutes left. Whenever it starts that, whenever the pressure's in there, that'll rattle like that. Then I'll just turn the heat down to about medium. Right now it's on 5. We have gas stove. do that for the next 14 minutes. Then we'll turn the heat off, take this pressure canner and put it on the mats and let that completely quit. And then this thing right here, this thing there, will actually fall down. When that drops down, and you can take the lid off. Before that, you can't take the lid off. So now they're done. I turned off the heat. Probably almost pick it up, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna pick it up. Then about a half hour, that should drop, but you don't mess with it until that falls down. Then you just pop that off. Then just turn it and take your jars out and set them on a, we usually set them on a, I don't even know what you'd call that thing, this gizmo right here, whatever it is. Dish dryer mat.
It's good for if they're wet and hot. And
yeah. Keeps them burning the table or countertop or whatever. Anyhow, this thing fell. I need to wipe that off because it's got a little bit of water around it. So now you know this has no pressure left in it. There's still steam in there, I'm sure. So you can take the weight off, move it out of the way, and then just, it's gonna be hot, but turn it and done. You always turn the lid away from yourself so you don't get all that steam in your face.
give yourself a facial.
Exactly.
A very, very hot plate facial.
So now we see what we end up with. Should be some really nice looking eggs. And I'll just set them babies right there. And they do look good.
I can't wait to try them.
A week or two in the morning,
We'll see how they turn out.
we'll take the rings off, make sure they're all sealed, and should be good to go. So just gonna wrap this up for this video. So till we meet again, take care and God bless.